Nobody expected it to go that far. The room was already tense. Cameras were rolling. Reporters were leaning forward. Staffers were whispering. And then JD Vance said the one thing that changed everything. He leaned back in his chair, gave a tight smile, and looked straight at Jasmine Crockett. The kind of smile that says, "I'm about to embarrass you." And that's when he said it. "Maybe we should take an IQ test." Dead silence. The kind of silence that feels heavier than shouting. Some people laughed nervously, others froze. A few staffers stared down at their notes, pretending they didn't hear it. But Jasmine Crockett heard every word. Here's what most people don't understand about moments like this. They're not just insults, they're calculated, designed to provoke, to distract, to shift the conversation away from policy and into personal attacks. JD Vance thought he just scored a viral moment. He thought it would show dominance. He thought he had cornered her. He was wrong. Because Jasmine Crockett didn't react the way he expected. She didn't shout. She didn't roll her eyes. She didn't interrupt. Instead, she smiled. Not an angry smile, not a forced smile, a calm smile. The kind that says, "You just made a mistake." The energy in the room shifted instantly. She adjusted her microphone, took one breath, and in a voice so steady it almost sounded gentle, she leaned forward and asked, "You want to measure intelligence?" The tone wasn't defensive, it wasn't sarcastic, it was curious, and that's what made it dangerous. Suddenly, it didn't feel like she was the one being tested. It felt like he was. She let the silence stretch. 3 seconds, 4, 5. Long enough for the cameras to zoom in, long enough for JD Vance to realize she wasn't flustered. Then she began listing specific votes, specific dates, specific contradictions. One by one, calm, precise, unstoppable. JD Vance tried to interrupt once. She didn't stop. She simply continued, citing dates, citing context, laying out facts with the kind of detail that doesn't come from improvisation, the kind that comes from preparation. And with every example, the room tightened. Reporters started typing faster. Staffers exchanged glances. One of them actually shook their head slightly, as if realizing the clip that would dominate headlines had already been decided. Then Jasmine Crockett paused. She looked directly at him and said calmly, "If intelligence is about consistency, accountability, and understanding consequences, then I'm happy to compare records. Not IQ scores. Records." The regret flashed across his face just for a second. He had tried to turn the conversation into a spectacle. She had turned it into a scoreboard. JD Vance pushed back. His tone sharpened. He tried to frame her response as deflection, tried to reclaim the moment. But here's the problem. When someone stays calm and factual and you get louder, you don't look stronger. You look rattled. And that's exactly what was happening. When he finished, she delivered the line that echoed across social media within hours. "You don't get to question my intelligence while ignoring the facts I just laid out." No theatrics, no shouting, just clarity. She continued, steady as ever. "If you want to talk about intelligence, let's define it properly. Is it about memorizing talking points? Is it about throwing insults when policy arguments fall apart? Or is it about understanding how your decisions affect real people?" Each question landed slower than the last. JD Vance's smirk was completely gone. She ended simply. "You challenged me to an IQ test, but intelligence isn't measured by a number on paper. It's measured by whether you can defend your record without attacking someone else's character." That was the line, the one everyone replayed. Because sometimes the steadiest voice in the room is the most powerful one in the building.